Hi guys, well today I'm back at it, 12 Crafts of Christmas, and today I'm doing these like rustic wood and burlap ornaments, and they came out super cute. I hope you guys like it. And I'm starting by drawing out a mitten. You can print out a shape from the computer if you guys like, but I just decided to go ahead and draw one out. So I'm drawing kind of the basic shape, and I am kind of flaring out the part that would go around your wrist, only because I'm gonna kind of sort of scrunch it slightly, and I want it to have like that scrunch look, like there's gonna be a ribbon tied around it, so like it's flaring out. And as you can tell, the tips were like I didn't have enough room, but I'll just kind of add that as I'm cutting it. And as you can tell, I'm just adding a little bit of glue on the sides of on the ends of the burlap, just so it keeps it from fraying. I don't want it falling apart. So as you can tell here, I'm doing the same to the back, and I'm gonna cut it, and I'm following the shape or the lines of the weave of the burlap. I don't want to just cut it straight to where it won't, like, all the strings that are weaved in aren't gonna be straight. So as you can tell, I pinned the little template I made, and I start cutting around the shape. And you'll see in a second that when I start cutting around, I add that extra part for the tip of the fingers. And you're gonna want to add, as you can see, some extra pins, because it'll move around too much if you don't. And here's the part where I was talking about that I added a little more for the fingers. Then I went ahead and glued all the way around the mitten, except for the top part where like your hand would go in. I want to keep that open because obviously we're gonna stuff it, but just kind of add a strand of bead all the way around. And then I ended up trimming some of the little pieces that looked a little like too frayed. So I just got my leftover burlap and I stuffed it in. And the only reason I used the leftover burlap is because it's the same color and the same texture, so you're not gonna be able to see it. If I stuffed it with like white stuffing, like pillow stuffing, you could have seen it, because this is it was like this weave of burlap was like very holy, like the gaps in between the weaves are pretty big. But anyways, once you stuff it enough, you go ahead and close the top. And I added this little foamy sticker of a snowflake. I don't know why I'm thinking of seashells, but I was gonna say seashells. Anyways, and I decided to add this cute little ribbon on top. It's just white with like foil detailing on it. And I kind of wrap it around, and as I'm wrapping it, I kind of like scrunch it slightly, just very little, because I don't want it to look like it's too scrunched. And then I tie a cute little ribbon on top. And I made another little bow out of sheer red fabric, just because I wanted to tie in more red, and I used the same sheer ribbon for the back, so I can do like a loop so I can hang it from the tree. And that's it. And now I'm starting with the heart-shaped one, and this is a different kind of burlap. I didn't want to use all the same. I kind of wanted to have like a variety. So I used a stencil of a heart. I went ahead and cut it, pinned it to the back, and then I'm tracing it with glue so that I can shut it. And I did leave a little gap so I can stuff it. So I cut it out once it's glued, and I just decided to do it this way because I thought it would be easier. But anyways, that's after it's been glued and then dried a little bit. I go ahead and stuff it with styrofoam filler, and then I cut out a heart out of some ribbon that's plaid and glue it onto the heart. And you can use any print, so you don't have to use plaid or whatever you want to use that matches your theme. And these came out super cute. I love it. Anyway, so I added this little trim that's made out of sequins, and I go all the way around just to make it like bling a little more, and cut off the tip. And I did it the center because I'm going to cover it with this little pin the clothespin that has a little reindeer on it, to make it a little more rustic looking. And obviously I just used a piece of twine to hang it off the tree. So with these wood slab little ornaments, I got these from Walmart.com. They were about $5-6, and it came with like 5 or 6 of them. So I just traced this shape onto like wrapping paper or any kind of scrapbook paper that you want. I'm using wrapping paper. And I just go ahead and trace a shape and flip the disc around, and then trace the shape again, and then I just cut around. But when I cut around, I do cut slightly smaller because I want that brown ring around each little circle to be shown through. So I wanted to look like it's wood, and like I put a piece of paper in front of it. So as you can see, I just look at it, and then anything that I need to like trim off, I go ahead and like trim off, and then make sure it fits. And then I went ahead and traced it upside down, like backwards, onto the other piece, so that I know exactly what size it ends up being after I end up trimming the extra piece. And if you pay attention, some of the other little wood slabs I have in the background have stickers on them. I was gonna go another route, but I decided to do this to all of them. So as you can tell, I do change it. But I cut these, and I did this for every single shape. And once I had them all cut, I go ahead and use some Mosh Podge. And it's best if you do like add a Mod Podge to the piece of wood, and then to the pack of the paper, and then over it. This kind of eliminates, see, I didn't do it on this one. So once I figure it out, you can tell that like there's no bubbles the other way. So if you add Mod Podge to the actual paper to the back first, as well as the piece of wood, it like seals better. So just keep that in mind. So again, as you can see, I cut the other side, and you want to let each side dry before you flip around and do like both sides, because it'll stick. So just do one side, let it dry, see, and then do it. And see, this is where I'm talking about how I add Mosh Podge to both parts. This is a better technique. So I did the same thing, but I just got some cardstock of different like Christmas prints, and I did the same thing for all of them. Just exact same steps. Just do it to the wood, then to the paper, and then to the like the front of the paper, just to seal it. And once they were dry, I got some twine, and then I just glued it to the top, just to make a little loop so that I could hang these from the tree, obviously. And they came out super cute. So I decided to add some little stickers, some foamy little stickers to these, to the cardstock one, to both sides, you know, in case they float around or rotate, whatever. So I just chose foamy stickers that kind of matched, that went with the theme and of the cardstock, and they came out super cute. I really love them because they look really rustic. Everything looks really rustic. Anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching.